What's good, boxing heads and fight fans around the world? B Marsh Boxing with another video. So, I gotta make these videos, man, before they get, swept under the rug or, before fellas say it's water over a bridge or whatever, man. Gotta shed light to these videos, you know what I mean? And this video's about Virgil Hunter. Virgil Hunter says there was no money in facing the man Adonis Stevenson for Andre Ward for Undisputed. So, already that statement right there is that statement already is putting the business over legacy. You know what I mean? The business of boxing over legacy. And more times than many, you know what I mean? When you hear promoters or coaches and them they say there's no money fighting so and so, and they're in the same division. Truth be told, I'm a boxing fan, and I feel boxing champions should face other boxing champions, regardless of how much money is brought to the table. You know what I mean? Whether it's high risk, high reward, or high risk, low reward, in my opinion, as long as you're a champion, you have obligation to yourself and fans, and also boxing history. You know what I mean? To accomplish certain goals and accomplishments. You know what I mean? And like I always said, man, the man Andre Ward retired right before he had one more fight to become undisputed. So the way Virgil Hunter's talking about it, they basically chose money over undisputed legacy. You know what I mean? Maybe they didn't feel they needed to be undisputed. Maybe that wasn't on their goal, their checklist. But ask a guy like Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford said it's always been a goal to become undisputed champion of the world. You know what I mean? And that's something he accomplished. And I was very proud of Bud, man, because that's not an easy feat. You know what I mean? He ain't making no excuses. Bud never said Ndongo don't bring no money. And Ndongo wasn't known in the United States, wasn't even known in, let's be honest, was even really known in the whole continent of Africa. Even after them wins versus Trudanowski and what's the kid's name? Ricky Burns. I doubt it, you know what I mean? He was very known in his country. He had the whole country of Namibia on his back. But like I said, Bud and them and Ndongo, they came together and they made the undisputed for themselves. They trying to make history, and they did it for the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna read you some quotes from this man Virgil Hunter, and you could take it how you want. You could dissect it. You could like I said, take it how you want. You know what I mean? Okay. Like I said, the man Virgil Hunter said there was no money fighting Stevenson. You check it out. I'm gonna quote the man. Quote. He said, well, Stevenson can only fight in Canada, and there was really no money in that fight. Nobody put up the money for the fight, and once you make a certain amount of money, it's only right that you continue to stay on the pay scale. Stevenson was not going to bring in that kind of money to the table because he only fights in Canada. End quote. This is Virgil Hunter telling a certain radio podcast called On the Ropes Boxing Radio. You know what I mean? Now, the man Andre Ward made $6 million versus Kovalev. In my opinion, hey, that's good business for him, man. Anytime, I do business too, you know what I mean? And anytime you could, if you usually, I don't know, let's say you usually buy laptops, I don't know, Macs, what you call them, Apple iPads, you know what I mean? Usually buy for, I don't know, $800, and I don't know, you sell it for $1,500, okay? And that's basically your market price. But if you can get a guy who's going to sell it to you for that same Apple iPad for $400, when you really buy for $800, you're gonna take it. You know what I mean? That person actually didn't know what the Apple iPad was worth. You know what I'm saying? That's why they gave it to you for the low, for $400, when you really was willing to pay $800, because regardless, you're gonna make a profit. You check it. So that's how I feel the way Rock Nation gave this man $6 million for a fight that they didn't. There wasn't a 20,000 seat arena in that T-Mobile arena, Only 6,000 seats were sold. The pay-per-view bombed. It only did 130. That's not Andre Ward's fault, nor Sergey Kovalev's. Truth be told, nobody knows these guys. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Nobody knows these guys, Andre Ward, outside of hardcore fans. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, that $6 million, I believe Andre Ward got overpaid. But that's cool, man. That's his money. He got paid. You check it. Sergey Kovalev made $0. That's cool. That's on him and his promoter. He only made money on the back end as far as pay-per-view sales, which were pretty low. And the attendance, the live gate, which was low as well. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the man, what's his name? What's his guy's name? Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto got a 50-fight deal for 3 fights. $50 million deal for 3 fights. You check it. What's that about? That's about like 15. About like what? Like that's about like 15 mil for each fight. You check it. 15 mil for 2 fights. Then the other fight, he gets a good 20 mil. You know what I mean? Just basically round it off like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, he only fought 2 fights, and if Rock Nation paid him for them 2 fights, 2 out of the 3 fights, he basically earned like 15 mil. He basically earned like 30 mil. You know what I'm saying? For 2 fights. I felt Rock Nation was overpaying them fellas. You know what I mean? Jigga and them was throwing money around like it's water. Well, if they can do that, that's well and fine. But I doubt that they turned their profit money in that night. You know what I'm saying? For this Rock Nation, for Andre Ward and Kovalev. You know what I mean? I really doubt that. You check it. So I'm going to continue reading what this guy's saying. Virgil Hunter, you know what I mean? Because he was talking about the possibility of fighting Tony Bellew. And he said, quote, moving up to cruiserweight and things, that was a negotiation situation that takes time. And if you don't even know if it's going to, and you don't even know if it's going to materialize, that's what was open to us. Either to move up in weight and fight somebody that could bring money to the table, or fight for less money. It was a good time to consider retirement since it was on the books anyways. So that's what we did. End quote. All right. Now, the man, Virgil Hunter, says Stevenson only fights in Canada. And I'm not looking at the man Adonis Stevenson's box rec right now, but for the most part, he only does fight in Canada. I think he's fought once in the United States. All right. He was trying to fight the man Joe Smith Jr. in Long Island, you know what I mean, at that Nashville Coliseum. But Joe Smith Jr. and them, they pulled some ducking tactics at the end, and that fight fell through. Well, the man Adonis Stevenson was going to come to the United States for that fight. So, when they say Adonis only fights in Canada, well, the man makes good money in Canada. The man sells pay-per-views out there. The man makes, if not $1 million, he makes just a little less for them fights he has in Canada. A fight between Andre Ward versus Adonis Stevenson would be massive in Canada, believe you me. Because Jean Pascal and Butte, who were 2 of the bigger names in boxing in the last 10 years in Canada, they did a massive pay-per-view, and they sold out in that arena out there in Quebec, or was in Montreal. They put on a good show out there. And I feel Andre Ward versus Stevenson, if it happened in Canada, I'm sure they'd make more money than if it would have happened in Oakland, you know what I mean? So, that's where Andre Ward and them, I think they should have gone to Canada. Or matter of fact, they should have just taken off that proposal that Yvonne Michelle and Adonis Stevenson gave Andre Ward in 2013. And there's articles about it. This is not no made up shit, because, there's some real talk, man. Y'all fellas could go do your homework. I'm not going to put the links for them articles in the description box. If you think I'm bluffing, go do your homework and check it out. Adonis Stevenson and Yvonne Michelle offered Andre Ward. This is after they beat Chad Dawson, Adonis Stevenson. They were offered Andre Ward a home-and-home fight. They'd come to Oakland, fight the man Andre Ward at 168. Win, lose, or draw. They would have a rematch. at 175 in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? I think that's fair. Adonis Stevenson first willing to come to Oakland, and then have a rematch at fight the man at 168, then have a rematch at 175. That never happened. You know what I'm saying? I doubt the man Andre Ward and them even wanted to entertain that fight. So, that fight never happened, you know what I mean? But, they talk about that the man made a lot of money, $6 million to fight the man Sergey Kovalev. Yeah, that's well and fine, yes. But when you fought fellas like Sullivan Barrera and Andre Brand, I doubt he got them kind of massive paydays, you know what I mean? And sure, them fights were necessary, of course, a tune-up fight to get accustomed to the division. But, let's be real, man. When Triple G and Tommy Boy, like Mr. Doc called Tom Loeffler and them, K2 Promotions, when they said Lara don't bring no money to the fight, we chastised and ridiculed the man Triple G. And not only Triple G, there's many instances when we say, yo, whenever you hear these trainers talk about, or promoters, there's no money in fighting a guy who is a fight that the fight fans would like to see. Okay, Lara versus Triple G was a fight fans wanted to see. Lara might not be a household name, but neither was Dominique Wade. Neither was Willie Monroe Jr. You check it; those guys Triple G fought. In my opinion, I believe if let's say Tommy Carpensi had that WBC and lineal strap, I wouldn't doubt that the man Andre Ward would fight him. Now, anybody could disagree with that, or you could agree. That's on you, you know what I mean? This is just a matter of opinion. And in my opinion, if Andre Ward had 3 belts and a guy like Tommy Carpensi, weak lower tier opposition at light heavyweight, had that WBC and lineal strap, Andre Ward would have fought the guy. That's just my opinion, You check it because, there's a track record. All right, the man did fight Sergey Kovalev. That's good. Sergey Kovalev had 3 belts, And Sergey Kovalev was also willing to fight Ward, you know what I mean? He thought Ward was an easy Vic. You check it? You know what I'm saying? He seen that man like a mark. Like, this guy is a guy I could knock out, you know what I mean? He don't hit hard. He can't outbox me. That's just how the man Sergey Kovalev felt about the man Andre Ward, you know what I mean? Because he obviously wanted no parts of Adonis Stevenson. You can tell me, ladies and gents, boxing heads and fight fans around the world, when Sergey Kovalev ever really fought a severe, vicious puncher. You check it. The man Sergey Kovalev wasn't trying to get in there with Adonis Stevenson, hence the reason why he decided, hey, fighting Ward is more, he felt that it was a more easier fight. You know what I'm saying? And let's not forget, man, in my opinion, Sergey Kovalev and Duva and them, they used that purse bid situation to get out of a purse bid, only to get the 3-fight deal with HBO. You know what I'm saying? Just like Andre Ward had that 3-fight deal. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, they were supposed to fight each other. You check it. The man fought fellas like Jean Pascal and Chilemba, Kovalev. You know what I mean? And then he got Andre Ward, you know what I'm saying? But look, if the man Andre Ward felt that Adonis Stevenson don't bring no money, you check it. Well, I felt like them other guys he fought ain't really bring no money. You check it. And they ain't bring nothing. They ain't put nothing on your resume as far as those are great wins, beating Sullivan Barrera and that Alexander Brand, a guy that even the Nevadas, when that fight was initially announced, the Nevada State Commission, they didn't want Andre Ward to take that fight because it was like, man, you're better than this. You know what I'm saying? That's basically like Andre Ward trying to fight Frank Buglioni and them type of fellas, which, according to some sources here on YouTube, that was an option for Sergey Kovalev. I'm sorry, for Andre Ward and them. They really wanted to fight Frank Buglioni and some other guy. I can't even remember his name because I never heard of him in England, you know what I'm saying? So Andre Ward was looking for big paydays, you know what I mean? So he basically sacrificed, just like Cannoli, I ridicule Cannoli. Cannoli, what do you, I'm bugging, not Cannoli, Triple G. Made a video about it. Triple G, are you after legacy or are you after the big bucks, you know what I mean? Did he want to unify and become undisputed with the man, Willie Monroe Jr., or did he want that big fight versus Cannoli? You know what I'm saying? You check it, and basically Andre Ward was in the same situation. You know what I mean? And I think he would have made a nice payday, couple $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Couple $1 million fighting the man Adonis Stevenson. You know, whether it was in shit. Hey, look, if Rock Nation could give you $6 million to only sell out at 6,000 seats in a 20,000 seat arena and only do 130,000 pay per view, I'm sure they can do that again. You know what I'm saying? For Adonis Stevenson, I'm sure they could do that again in Oakland. Don't even put it in Vegas. You know what I mean? Put that in Oakland. You could pay Andre Ward $10 million. Break the bank, Rock Nation. Don't matter to me. Just make the fight happen. But for sure, definitely, it's a fact. He would have got a good payday if he went to fight the man Stevenson in Canada, which I know Andre Ward and Virgil Hunter was definitely not about to do. They wasn't trying to go to Canada, you know what I mean? That was out, you know. But I feel if these guys really negotiate, and Adonis Stevenson, he himself said, you know what, man, I'm not going to be chasing and trying to kiss Andre Ward's ass, you know what I'm saying? I'm undisputed. I'm here. I'm the champ, baby. You know what I'm saying? He called him out on Twitter. He did all kinds of stuff, you know. But I guess it fell on deaf ears. And, you know, the man Andre Ward didn't acknowledge him. You know what I'm saying? So Adonis Stevenson is like, man, fuck that shit, man. I don't got to bow down or chase no grown man. And I feel you, man, because I don't do that. I ain't about that. Nope. You know what I'm saying? That's out, man. All I got in this world is my balls and my word, and I won't break them for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Adonis Stevenson took it, you know. But in my opinion, you know, the narrative of this later on down the years when fellas do their history, look back, fellas gonna say Andre Ward ducked the man Stevenson because he was one fight away from undisputed. And now Virgil Hunter is them talking about the money thing. And real talk, man. Whenever coaches and promoters and them fellas talk about so-and-so don't bring no money, a fighter in the same division as you, a chance to unify, fellas gonna say that's a duck, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know, a lot of fellas get on emotional levels when it comes to Andre Ward, and I said this before on my on my videos, you know. You know, every fighter, no fighter is beyond criticism, you know what I'm saying? Fellas criticize my favorite fighters all the time. Or if whenever they do, believe you me, I don't go on nobody channel leaving no thumbs down. I don't go on nobody channel crying and bitching and shit, you know. Look, fellas be talking shit about my man Rigo. I see it all the time. I even see it in my comment section. Fellas have the right to lead their opinions just as long as you ain't on no racist shit or being on some abusive, you know, talking just out your ass. Like really, you know, just being, you know, using cuss words and just doing too much. Them type of things I'm not going to allow. But you could leave your opinion, you know what I'm saying? You could say, oh, you know, I like a guy like Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao got knocked out by fucking Marquez. He lost to Floyd. Big deal. The man's still an ATG. He's going to the Hall of Fame. You check it. Now, fellas have made videos, all kind of videos and shitted on Manny Pacquiao. Guess what? I don't give a fuck. That's your opinion, dogs. I don't gotta go policing nobody channel and saying, damn, why you say that about him? Oh, no. These are grown men just like me, and believe you me, these fellas don't put no money in my pocket. Only when I make bets, you know what I'm saying? But on the real, these fellas ain't my brother. These fellas ain't my pops. They're not a family member, man. I'm just a boxing fan who wanted to see the best fight in boxing, and it ain't gonna happen, and I'm still kind of salty about that. You check it because the opportunity was there. And if Andre Ward did fight the man Adonis Stevenson, in my opinion, if he wanted to retire after that, that's all well and fine, you know what I mean? He could do that because he'd have reached the pinnacle, undisputed, light heavyweight, a historically rich division. He could ride off into the sunset. But when you said you wanted to fight Tony Bellew and Anthony Joshua, then you come and you know, you was talking to, I made a video, you was talking to Jim Lampley that you wanted to fight the guy Anthony Joshua. And then you see the man Chocolatito get knocked the fuck out by Rungvisai. Then you decide to retire. Talk about the rigors of the sport, your body can't take it, you're injured, which is probably true. Then what the fuck you talking about you want to fight Anthony Joshua? Which is a more dangerous, risky fight than another guy who's a risky fight. That guy at 175 WBC and the lineal champ, Adonis Stevenson. Just a dangerous fight for anybody at the division, you know what I mean? Whether you feel Ward would have won or Stevenson, how the fuck would we know? The fight never happened. Now it's just a matter of opinion. Fights we didn't get to see. So, I seen all them Virgil Hunters. Believe you me, I paid attention, man. Virgil Hunter and them, they ain't want no parts of Stevenson. They said Stevenson needs to go, he needs to go and fight Kovalev or something. Yeah, he needs to fight Kovalev, a guy who ducked him twice, you know what I'm saying? A guy who just lost 2 times in a row, twice to Andre Ward. So he deserves a title shot again after 2 losses. Come on, Virgil Hunter. That was an asinine statement, man. And I like Virgil Hunter, I think he's a good trainer for Andre Ward. I can't really say too much about the other fighters he trains. I seen Berto take losses recently. I seen fucking Ford take a loss recently. Amir Khan stay losing. So I could only say Virgil Hunter and Andre Ward, that's a very successful tandem right there. But, in my opinion, this talking about Adonis only fights in Canada. Why y'all ain't try to bring him to Oakland? You should have tried to bring him to Oakland. He even proposed. He said he'll come to Oakland. Then let's do a home and home fight in Montreal or Quebec. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a reasonable video. If you're in your feelings about it, I can't do nothing for you, man. Like the man Flavor Flav says, Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? And Andre Ward retired at a young age, man. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, he got a nice payday, but I don't think he'd be getting them kind of paydays fighting guys in the division, the Better Beeves or Beavals or even Badu Jacks, or even Adonis Stevenson. He probably wouldn't make that $6 million because they overpaid the $6 million. You know what I mean? If Rock Nation was willing to do that again, they would have tried to lure Stevenson in. Or lure the man Andre Ward back in and fight the man Stevenson and pay him another handsome payday. $8 million, 10, whatever the fuck. Y'all want to break the bank. But Virgil Hunter and Andre Ward, man, they said, hey, it's not worth the risk. If Adonis Stevenson's not worth the risk, you could take it how you want, man. Fellas going to say that Andre Ward ducked the man. Well, the Andre Ward fans going to say he didn't need to fight. He didn't need to fight. But every other fighter who's on the verge of undisputed needs a fight except Andre Ward. That's the contradictions that puzzle me. And, it's just, I just think it's wrong, man. Fellas just got to be consistent. I made videos about Sergey Kovalev ducking Stevenson again. Fellas ain't going to talk about that. Fellas ain't going to make videos about that. But they will make any video regarding Adonis Stevenson quick to call him a ducker, you know what I'm saying? When they know the facts, they know the logistics, they know everything that happened between Adonis Stevenson and why the Kovalev fight ain't happened. And Stevenson called out. Yeah, I've seen fellas, a few fellas did make videos showing Adonis Stevenson calling out Ward, but they ain't follow up. They still shitting on the man Stevenson. I guess it's the thing to do when when fellas ain't got the right mind to think for themselves, you know what I mean? Just running with the narrative, just like the Kathy Duval right now, putting the narrative out there that Stevenson's 40 years old and they don't need him. But they damn sure needed a 50-year-old B-Hop, you know what I mean? Fellas, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Be Marsh Boxing, I'm gone, man. Peace.